I don't have the. Oh, I have. It says end stream. Oh wait, I'm back up now. Oh wait, I'm back up. Okay. Yeah, it's back. Right, I'll go back up there. I'll have to copy the link again, won't I, for everybody? Which one is it? The stream URL, yeah? Yeah, I'll do that now. Not that one. Oh, okay. Right, okay. Goodbye. Oh, right. Let me just go back up to Dodo and we'll get back underway. Right, okay. I managed to get us back live on the channel. But we've got nobody watching us because I need to, yeah, I need to get the stream link, stream back out. So let me just work on that and then, yeah. But we'll continue. I think I'm on board with somebody. That helps. Does that help you? I am currently on board. Here we go. I'm just about to get the link. Everybody. Ah, here we go. We've got Yuki back in the stream. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I'm just about to put the thingy back out in post, and hopefully my PC doesn't decide to throw another hissy fit because that was pretty much random. There's the link. Yes, right. So on board with Stevie. Picked up a penalty in the midst of all that. Bit strange, really, that a couple of people have been picking up the penalties, haven't they? Hello, UK. We're back. This is why I love Simcade League because we're when things go wrong, it doesn't have to go wrong for us. And we were doing so well as well. It does. We were doing so well, weren't we? Um. Anyway, back to it. Back to the action. Back to the racing, and back to Stevie trying to. He is sort of managing, really, isn't he? He's backing up this pack that he's got again behind him, and sort of struggling. Yeah, he needs to sort of get a bit of a move on, really, doesn't he? Um, are on Stevie, and looking at the rest of the grid, it looks like Extinct is sort of managing the pace up front quite well. Not really having much troubles either, which is good when you're leading the race after what seemed to be a bit of a frantic, not a frantic dive, but it just seemed very strange, didn't it? No, it doesn't. No. Another person who's sort of dropped off is Rosa. I thought he would have picked up the pace a bit, as Cornish does seem to be hunting down slowly on Extinct. Hmm. Do you get side pod? I can't remember if you get side pod. I know you get floor damage. And we have Footy in the pits as well. Yeah, sorry, yes, I'll just read this out because this is actually quite a true statement. As we are trying to say before the rude interruption of the power, this is very uncharacteristic of Mons. He seems to have got in between Rosa and Lance and Stevie now, so he is making his way back up the grid. I wouldn't say, like I said, it was uncharacteristic. I think it was. I don't think people like league races do this track very often, so going side by side is sort of the unknown here, isn't it? Yeah.
Still think a P3 is possible here with the pace that he has. He could probably catch Rosa before the end of the race.
I just had you on mute the whole time. Apologies. You're talking to yourself. And that's not mute on like Discord either. That's mute on the stream. So apologies. I got to listen to what you were saying.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So the stream just sounded like you were a bit mad.
Basically, yeah. I was angry with everything. As we get William the King pits a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Anyway, hello stream again. After I've been unmuted.
This is why we need a co-producer. Yes, don't we? You need to stop giving me the controls of Simcade and give it to somebody who can be trusted. Albeit I'm quite proud of myself for doing a full 6-hour stream, though. That was mighty impressive of myself, I have to say. Stevie managing to keep Mans behind him, which is... he has very good defensive skills, as Stevie, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think his racecraft in general is pretty damn decent. He's had wheel-to-wheel battles, and usually, when they're clean, comes out on top.
Indeed. 16 laps down, a few to go. I was just hit lap 17 for Extinct. And again, Cornish seems to have sort of bottomed out a bit, really, hasn't he? He's getting to the 1.7 seconds behind, and then sort of can't progress.
He's coming to his own out front, Extinct, showing really good pace. I think he's the fastest driver on the track at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So that's brilliant from him.
Is Mons feeling jittery? I don't think so. I think it's just, like I said, one mistake. It happens. We all have a race where we have a mistake, and as Gibbo is in the pits as well, a couple of people getting rid of the tyres that they're on. I was looking at just on board with Polly. He's another one that's sort of impressed with his performance on how he's improved in F1. Struggled towards the start fighting with Craig, and now he finds himself in sort of the mid-pack.
He's gone leaps and bounds over the last kind of 4 or 5 races, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's...
They had that incredible race in Canada, and he's kind of kicked on from there and used that momentum. He's in really good form.
Yellow flag to sector 3. Sorry, carry on.
I'm not quite sure what that was for. Oh, it's Stevie and Rosa going side by side. Rosa pitting, and Mans and Stevie going side by side.
Yes, it does look like Stevie didn't put up too much of a fight. He's kept Mons behind him for quite a while, which is fair play to him. It's good to see he's using up a lot of his ERS. So is Mons, actually. So Mons using quite a lot of ERS to get past him as well, which is something that usually you wouldn't see. And it looks like yellow flag set to 1 as 2 cars go side by side. That's Cornish and Rosa coming out the pits.
I think the yellow flag's for Simi, who spun the first corner.
Yeah, and he's come out right in the middle of these two.
Of Rosa.
Yeah, not what Rosa needs.
He's going to go for a move, I think, on the fresher mediums.
Yeah,
down the inside.
The inside.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
Nice and easy done there. But I think Mantis was the one that he was side by side with coming out the pit lane as well. Which is, yeah. Golf's been disconnected. You know more than I do here. I don't think he has. P7. Usually when they're disconnected, they go, like, the AI kicks in and then they go, like, ghosted, don't they?
Yeah, he's definitely not disconnected. He's still in. He's not driving like an AI.
Yeah. Unless he's pure alien. There's Mons and
robot.
Ninja are in the pits.
Yeah, pit stop time now for the hard runners. Get onto those nice, fresh, sticky set of mediums. Give you a lovely bit of grip. And they're going to be rapid towards the end of this race.
14 laps to go as Simi gets a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane, and we've got sort of Lance putting a bit of pressure on Stevie as well. Hasn't been able to make an impression on him really, has he? He's been sort of stuck behind him and hasn't been able to sort of get past.
Yeah, you're in that horrible situation where you're matching each other for pace. The only difference is the dirty air, really. You know, the dirty air, and obviously he's got the DRS and the slipstream as well. The slipstream effect is basically non-existent in this game, and the DRS isn't very powerful either. So you're on pace. You just can't make that inroad to go for the pass because I think they're that equally matched.
This is too early for a pit stop. I don't know. Like, yeah, only 13 laps left is probably a good amount on the medium tyres, I would say.
Yeah, it'll be like 18, 19 on the hards, and then 15, 14 on the mediums.
A 3-second penalty there for Mitch. The penalties seem to be racking up. Again, we have gone back onto strict corner cutting, and it seems to me like the guys are struggling. There's a wonderful stop there from Lance, and that promotes Golf up into P4.
Yeah, the corner cutting, it's to be expected, but at the same time, there isn't a massive amount of people on penalties. There's only 8 people on penalties on the 19 grid race, so I think most of them are keeping it very nice and tidy, to be honest.
I think the majority of them, we've had a couple for Mikey with 11 seconds, William King with 8, that's a 5 and a 3, so that's a speeding in the pit lane and the corner cutting. Simi with the speeding in the pit lane, Mitch with 2 corner cuttings, Rob with a corner cutting, and then yeah, Stevie, Golf and Mons with corner cuttings as well.
Yeah, as Jack just picked up a corner cutting penalty while we were talking about it as well.
Yep.
Right on cue.
Yep. I mean, you know how to pick the times, don't they?
Yep. So it helps us out on the stream, and they must be listening in.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the Grand Prix this weekend? I know we've had quite of a break because of the tragic events in Imola. Are you looking forward to Monaco this weekend?
Love Monaco.
Yep.
Qualifying, best qualifying of the year. I think it's underrepresented in league racing leagues, to be honest. I'm always an advocate for having Monaco on the calendar, and yeah, I hope it is on a couple of the leagues I'm in's calendar. But yeah, I love Monaco. So it's something different, and I'm hoping these Mercedes upgrades, fingers crossed, will have the desired effect.
Well, we have seen the dramatic change in the car that they've gone for. They've now gone back to an actual side pod, like the generic F1 cars, and they've dropped the no side pod look. And I think it was a design over the past year and a half that's really, really hampered their car, hasn't it?
Yeah, the problem with the zero side pod concept from the start was it was very narrow setup and it was very unpredictable. So they didn't have a stable base to build off and improve on like other teams did. I think that's what they're aiming for, rather than the performance gain this weekend. They're looking at the car to be more predictable for the drivers, but also the team setting it up and all this kind of stuff, and then build on that with performance upgrades in the future.
It is something that you could see working from an airflow point of view, but like you said, from the stable platform that you have to work on and around, it made it very difficult, like I said, unpredictable with wind direction changes, and then the strengthening that they had to do on the floor and the suspension. It didn't really catch on, did it?
No, and ironically, with the zero sidepod concept, it's actually one of the most draggy cars on the grid in terms of airflow, which you wouldn't expect, but clearly it just didn't work as a package, so they've had to change it.
But that would be potentially because they weren't moving the air to benefit the car. It was not efficiently using the air. It was just pushing the air away from the car, but it wasn't working with the car.
We're going to see what we were scared of. at the start of these regs, we're going to see the cars become very similar to each other, but it's going to happen a couple of years after we thought.
Yeah, yeah,
We're going to lose variations. Everyone's going to be a Red Bull clone by probably 2024.
I sort of admire Mercedes as 5-second penalty again for William the King. I admire the direction they tried to choose. They tried to bend the regulations, you know, to try something new and try something different, and they tried so hard to keep it alive. And at the end of the day, I think it was just destroying them too much, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that they were so enticed by the CFD numbers and the simulation numbers that they just kept pushing for it and pushing for it. But in real life, in reality, I don't think you'd be able to translate that into real world performance.
Apologies, I had to let my wife in.
No worries.
I had to run to the. William has retired in the pit lane. Oh, okay, so that's why. That's why he was going. Why it's for another penalty? I think it's just one penalty after another. Sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and then I think I've had enough at one point, didn't he?
I think he had a bit of a mare, a couple of spins, a couple of penalties. Decided his time was better used somewhere else, apparently, so he's retired. The closest battle in the top 10 at the moment is the battle for the lead between Extinct and Cornish, with Cornish now in that DRS zone.
I was going to say Cornish has picked up the pace on these medium tyres, but they said must have struggled with damage and then come back fighting out the pit lane with Mons 10 seconds behind them. So the time that he lost due to the incident is quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to catch the guys in front. 10 seconds is a long time, but he's done very well to recover to where he was, from where he was before, after that unfortunate collision with Cornish early on.
Looking for a safety car really for Mons would be the best case scenario for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, safety car, and he's back in the fight for the win, 100%. But as it stands, barring a safety car, he doesn't really have a chance of closing that gap.
Is it something that you see? It's not something that we really see often here, is it? A safety car, because the runoff areas are pretty, pretty lengthy.
Yeah. Sorry, Polyblow's gone around there in the final sector, but yeah, it's a very, very big runoff. No walls to hit really, so I don't think we're going to see a safety car unless there's a crash.
I don't think Monza's race is over. Yuki thinks that Monza's race is over. I don't think it is.
I'd say P3 is still a very good result, to be honest.
Yeah. Again, like I said, with the safety car, his pace is strong enough to get around these two and get 3 seconds up the road. We know this. We've seen it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely strong enough to do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility of a Cornish Extinct collision. You never know, especially when if it gets a little bit further in and Cornish really wants to win, a little bit of a dive. So it's certainly not over. It's never over till it's over. You never know what's going to happen.
These two are the closest people on the track currently. We do have Rob, who's been hunting down Mitch. I think he's pretty close, actually. And you got August and Gibbo. They're close on track as well. We've still got battles going on.
We seem to have this. Don't we, in the races where in quali they're really, really close, and in the race they just kind of spread out, and there's only a couple of battles at a time, which is odd, but
it's something that we used to see when you were driving. Until the field spread was pretty large. It was around. The two are going side by side as Cornish and Mons tried to, but it looks like Gibbo just got a little bit sort of jerky on the steering towards the end of that. But again, different tyres. Strategy. Gibbo's off. Gibbo's so off, I can't even see him on the track now.
Nightmare today.
That was a fault of his own, though.
Yeah, not a race to remember for Gibbo, unfortunately. We were singing his praises in quali, but
we were.
it's one of them days.
He's back on track now.
Let the leaders by.
You're about to be lapped. They're the words that you never thought you'd hear, would it? Really? As in the pits
Certainly not. No,
is Cornish
usually that top
Mantis.
10.
Let's just watch Cornish Mantis going down the pit lane. Let's see if it's.
If I didn't know better, I'd say he's going to stick on a set of soft tyres here.
He is going to go for the fastest lap of
He
the
is.
race.
I think he's just done a really long hard stint, and he's gone for a hard soft rather than a hard medium.
Interesting. That does work out on some tracks, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me have a look at how many. He's only made one stop, so he's done the hard soft strategy.
See, that used to be a great strategy in last year's game, but it didn't really catch on this one, did it?
No, the hard medium is too powerful in this game, around every track. Unfortunately, there's no variation, really.
Gibbo's been struggling this season. I think he is fully committed to the wheel, isn't he? He's fully taken the wheel on. A lot of people, when they're midway through a season or just starting a season, they sort of stick with what they're at and they don't give it time. And I think Gibbo's like fully committed to this one.
Yeah, he's retired in the pit lane, but I think he's doing the right thing. End of a game cycle, get used to the wheel before the new game. So he doesn't have to get used to a game and a wheel at the same time. So I think he's doing the smart move, and also getting experience on the wheel in a competitive nature as well, not just doing like career mode or something like that.
And from what I've been seeing with some clips of the new game, especially with the things that we've been seeing coming out, it does look like it's a lot more stable and predictable.
Yeah, that's the hope. You can't get much less stable and predictable in an F1 game, so let's hope that that's the case.
Well, let's be honest. These are the pinnacle of motor race, aren't these? These are, aerodynamically and engine and everything. They are the top of the top. It's a Formula One car, and to see in a game on how they've been portrayed over the past couple of years, it is a bit strange when you think that these would be glued to a racetrack, and some of them just don't.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that they've spoken to the teams and they've spoken to people and drivers and said, this is not actually what it's like in real life when you're driving an F1 car. This is what it's like. It's nice to hear that they're listening.
Yeah, I don't know. When they changed the handling model at the start of this game, I actually didn't like it as much. Because I thought the first handling model, it was maybe less realistic. Not that this one is very realistic at all anyway. But it was consistent and it was rewarding. But then they changed it and it was less rewarding and less consistent. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can make a big step forward in the next game.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think the acceleration transition that they've been going on about is going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like they spent a lot of time and effort on this game, to be fair. I mean, there's a lot of new features like that were unveiled on YouTube. The breaking point, obviously the Ultimate Team card style game mode now, which is linked into the multiplayer, which looks quite fun.
Yep.
And also the handling model and the graphics look quite good.
The graphics do. The graphics do look very good. Yeah.
Especially around Vegas, it looks exquisite around there. So I'm hoping that it's a big step up.
So Yuki's sticking to controller, is what you're saying?
I recommend a wheel if you can afford one. Genuinely, you'll never go back to controller. I will never ever go back to racing games on a controller now. It's just different breed. Not just for the pace, but for the enjoyment as well. It's so good.
I personally find that I struggle with F1 on wheel. It's something that I don't get the same feeling that I do with like ACC or GT7. The traction zones and the braking and steering it's so different to what any other racing game is like, and I think it's not as natural as it is in others. That's just from a personal point of view.
That's part of the force feedback, but again, that's something that has been mentioned in the press releases for the new game as being vastly improved, the force feedback through the wheel.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's going to feel more like your average simulator, where you actually feel connected to the car, not like the car's floating
No,
a couple
because
of mil off the ground.
yeah, because you sort of like mid corner. Sometimes you just lose all sensation of the car, and it was just you would lose the force feedback, and it was so strange on how the car felt, and it's totally different from PC to PlayStation as well. Yeah, bizarre.
I think the main thing with this game for me that I've noticed is when you do have a snap of oversteer, you don't feel it until really, really late.
Yeah,
Until it's impossible to like get it back.
yeah,
Whereas in other simulators, you can feel you're getting to the limit before you've even really had a snap.
yeah. You can feel the sort of the tires, sort of vibrating and rubbing, and you are, instead of turning, you are just sort of dragging the car. Yeah, you definitely do get that feeling as Rob picks a 3-second time penalty. With 3 laps left to go, Cornish's hunt on Extinct is just sort of getting bottomed out.
Yeah, flat-lined. I think Extinct has done an excellent job today. We know how fast Cornish and Mans and that lot are. And he's kind of shown them up, I think. Especially since he took the lead, he's not made a single error. His pace has been phenomenal. So, top marks 10 out of 10 for Extincts today.
As we've had another retirement in the pit lane with August, and Simmons picked up a 3-second penalty as well. Just on board with Lance, couple of laps left, needs to get past Steve. He doesn't need for this P5. He's been stuck behind him all Grand Prix.
He must have had the DRS basically every lap behind Stevie. He just can't seem to get past him.
No, is that the different runs of setups that the guys have as well? Stevie must be running a bit more.
Could be. It very well could be that Lance is running a higher downforce setup.
Hello, Ostradel. We have a new person in chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome.
Welcome to Simcade.
Come and join our Discord or our website, as Yuki is be a part of the community and the team. Only got a couple of laps left here with some of the top boys outperforming. Really, Extinct is usually around and up there, but I think if we do speak to him and he definitely doesn't make any mistakes, then he's going to be happy with this one when we speak to him.
I think he'll be delighted, not just about the result, but the way he's performed, like I said before.
I think we've lost Mikey.
Race.
He has been one that we have lost.
Is he? Have we lost him to?
Yeah, he has. The disconnection.
Sixth.
Yeah. If you haven't all done so already, this is. We did have a bit of a technical issue. I had a technical issue. So if you want to see the beginning of the race, skill issue as well. Thank you. This seems to be coming up a popular thing that's coming up in the Discord. It's a skill issue.
I think I started a trend there.
Yeah. It has been a quiet race. But if you haven't already done so, do like and subscribe and hit the bell for videos. We do post videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so pretty much every day of the week. How fast do you have to be to join the race? You don't have fast, slow. We have a mixed variety of people driving on the grid, as you can see with the gaps that we've got currently. We have our aliens, we have our not so aliens. We're here just to have a bit of fun, really, aren't we?
Yeah, everyone's welcome here. So if you want to race, then feel free to join us. We need this race. We were 1 away from a full grid, so that would be perfect.
Will I let me join? No, I won't let you join. That'd be embarrassing if my wife starts racing, wouldn't it? The last lap of the Grand Prix.
It'd be more embarrassing if she beats you.
If I'll be as confident as Yuki here, I'll put my money where my mouth is. Okay, that is never going to happen.
Right. Her name's Mel, isn't it?
Mel, yes, is yeah.
Yeah, Mel. Right, hit me up. I'm going to train you, and you're going to beat AJ. At the F1 game, and it's going to be glorious. Yeah.
In real life, she's a well, yeah, okay. The less we talk about real life driver, the better. Oh, it's Cornish. She's off in the background.
Cornish is off on the final lap of the race.
He is.
And he's got his front wings off.
This is going to be close to Mons.
He's going to struggle here because he's going to have no front grip. He's going to be a bullet in a straight line, though.
Not as much as what these games used to be in the early 2000s, though. They used to take off your front wing and you'd be like a rocket. That is disappointing, as I think. There we go. Extinct's just about to cross the line and does take the win, which has pretty much commanded the race since Cornish and Mons took each other out. And coming around the last corner, 1.3 second behind him. He is just about to finish the Grand Prix as Cornish with no front wing and Mons just behind him. 6 seconds behind that is Rosa as he's coming around the last corner as well. We'll just see everybody come across the line. Stevie picking up a P5 there. Solid. 4 tenths behind him. Lance is hampered him all race. He just could not get past him. With 12 seconds back as well there. Having a bit of a solid race on his own as Ninja. But yes, Austral, come and join the Discord. Come and join in. If you want to get involved, then you're more than welcome to. We have all levels of racing here, as you can see with the grid. As Footy and Rob is going to be the last point scoring person who comes up down the comes around the last corner, crosses the line. P10, very close behind him. Did he set the fastest lap, Cornish Mansus, in the end?
I don't know. I don't think we can check him until after the race.
When he's signed up, if we'll finish the commentary and everything, and as soon as Ninja will sort you out, he'll get you sorted out in Discord, and all signed up for the next race. And that is the end of the Grand Prix. We will just be talking to the top 3.
Great results. I'm really impressed with Extinct today. When everyone else was making mistakes, he was the one who held it together. Yeah,
it did again. Yeah, driver of the day. Driver of the day. That out to Extinct there. It just showed his pure class. And I'm pretty sure when we speak to him in a second, he'll be well made up with that. I'll just run through the grid really quickly with the Extinct taking the win. Close followed, well, not even closely. It wasn't 13 seconds behind. Was Cornish who had the incident in the last lap. Followed by Mons. Them two had. Cornish and Mons had the instant sort of beginning of the Grand Prix. Rosa, Stevie, Lance, Ninja, Golf, Footy, and Cornish ran up the top 10 with Rob, Simi, Jack, Mitch, Polyblar, Mikey ran up everybody that finished with the DNFs of August Gibber and William the King there as well. So yeah, interesting Grand Prix though.
Yeah, it was a slow burner, but there were points to the race that were dramatic in ways you wouldn't expect.
Indeed there was. Right, we'll just move over to the podium chat. I'll wait for you because I know it takes you longer than it does me.
I've already loaded it all up.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Mr. Prepared now.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing now.
Right, I'll see you down there. Wait for Dodo to come down. But yes, don't forget that you can join in, and we'll get Ninja on you signing up for Grand Prix racing. We have, I think, 3 or 4 races left of this season. I'll just find the calendar.
I think that's 4, isn't it? 'Cause we've got 12 races.
4 next league calendar. Next week out, we are at the Hungaroring. We've just done that in ACC. It was very interesting, Hungaroring, I have to say. So we no Hungaroring on Monday. I'll run through the what we have left before we interview them, let them guys sort of de-stress, de-wind, and then get into us. Yeah, Hungaroring on Monday for F2, and then we jump to Spa for ACC, and then Suzuka. Ooh, interesting. For GT7, and then back to Hungaroring for F1. It's getting close to the Monza week, though, isn't it? That's coming very quickly. Exciting as well. I look forward to this one.
Yeah, love Monza.
We don't seem to have any of the top 3.
They're on strike.
Yeah.
I mean, they're usually
usually pretty hot on this getting in, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they know what the crack is. They're all regular podium finishers. So
Yeah, they know the drill by now. It's us first. Today it was a crazy day. It was a crazy. It was. There we go. We've got one of them.
we also didn't seem to be. Just gotta leave the lobby. I guess we're not actually advancing in the lobby. No one's clicked. Maybe that's just me.
There we go. We've got them all. Right. Well, we'll start off with Extinct, who has been our driver of the day. I think the stream's driver of the day. Everybody's driver of the day. Not the best qualifying in the world, but you were up there. And then after the incident between Cornish and Mons, you just absolutely dominated that race. So congratulations. How did that one feel? Oh, we seem to have an audio issues there. Extinct.
A new microphone is possibly required.
Yes, Extinct. I think you're having major audio issues there. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. I think you're back.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, that's one.
Yeah, good now.
Yes, the race, I'm surprised myself the pace I had. I thought I'll just be behind both of them and like just take P3 or something. But then like those two came together and they just saw the opportunity and went for it. So like maintained the gap on the first stint to Cornish about 2 seconds, 1.9, 1.8. It kept dropping. But I pitted a lap later than Cornish, and then on that lap I had a moment which lost me about 4 tenths to 5 tenths. So when coming out of the pit lane, like he was right there, like 1 second. So I tried to like use all the ERS to drop him there, and then a few laps kept him be out of DRS. But at the end, he started pushing himself. So then I was like, my hands were getting cramps and stuff because like how much I'm pressing the triggers and stuff. So then at the end, I was like really like, nervous, and then I saw him like spin and bottle it, and like so I was like cruising after that because I felt a lot of relief after that.
So we do have a question from Yuki here. So you had a quiet race today, and you managed to get the win in Portugal. How do you feel? Oh, how do you feel about the race? So was it time management towards the end then? I know that you said that you pitted a lap later and you had the incident, but was it as commanding as it looked?
I mean, it wasn't exactly commanding as it looked because like Cornish was like he was there, and I'm pretty sure he didn't use all of his space because he would have been faster than me. At first, like when I first went, I thought he had damage or something because of how he wasn't gaining time on me. So I was questioning myself if he had damage and stuff. So,
but getting your head down and finishing P1 is fantastic. Congratulations.
thank you.
Cornish, I mean, it was great qualifying. Peter, you had an absolute epic launch as well to go side by side in turn 1 with Mons. Just run us through the incident, please. I know you probably don't want to give too much away if it's an incident or whose fault or anything, but was it just a slip up, or was it enough room, or what happened?
Side by side into turn 1. I feel like I gave more than enough room. I was 2 wheels on the far left, 2 wheels on the rumble strip. I don't know how I didn't get a warning for it. Maybe because I wasn't going as fast as normal. So, but I think Mons may have understeered into me. We were having a little chat about it, but I'll have to watch it back just to double check to see if there was anything I could do about it. But it's just down to the game physics on this year's game. Unfortunately, once a car touches another car, one of them is going, and unfortunately for Mons, it was Mons this time, where I've been in situations where I don't think a car should have gone there. The car definitely shouldn't have spun there. We were both side by side. It should have just been a bit of a wheel bang and maybe a little wobble, but I got easy out of it. I only lost a few seconds, but Mons lost a few positions and a good 10 seconds because of it. So sorry to Mons for that, but I really don't think there was much else I could have done other than pull out of the whole situation and just let him go, which I was never going to do, obviously, because we were racing. But after that, Extinct, he kept his composure really, really well. I had really good pace, never really made a mistake. I made the rookie mistake of not changing my tyre pressures after quali before the race. So I had my medium, my fronts and my rears on the middle of the tyre pressures where they should have been at the bottom. So my tyres were in the mud on the end of that hard stint. So I tried the undercut to try and get a bit of a couple of seconds on him. I think I gained a second because of the undercut, but it just wasn't enough. Just didn't have the 3-4 temps I needed extra per lap. But I'm happy with P2. Didn't get a warning. Other than the spinner on my last lap, but that was me really trying to push on my last lap and go for it, but my tyres were already dead. I don't know how the car didn't blow up at the end either.
You did hit the wall spectacularly.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Yeah, 180 into the wall, wing popped. I was expecting a tyre to go. It didn't. Somehow got the car back on track, and thank God Mons didn't overtake me after that as well. It was close. It was very close. But yeah, overall happy with P2. It was that was a weird race, very spread out for everyone. Portimao's a beautiful track to drive. I think it's awkward to race around unless everyone's very similarly paced. It's a weird track, man. Beautiful, but weird.
Well, all I can say is congratulations on P2. I mean, it would have been very close if all three of you were together still.
I think so too.
But things happen, and it's racing, isn't it? So, but yeah, congratulations on surviving. I think that was the main aim of your last couple of corners was survival.
Big time. Keep the car on the track and get it home. Get it home.
Were you worried about Mons coming around the last couple of corners?
Big time. Yeah, I saw that once I got the car back on track, I think it was 6 seconds behind, and then it just kept coming down. It was 4, 2, and then we got to the last corner that was usually flat, and I had to brake and lift around that corner with no wing. But realistically, even if he got past me, I don't think he was going to pull 3 seconds because I think he had a 3-second penalty. So I would have been all right, but it was very touch and go at the end. Very touch and go.
Well, congratulations on P2.
Thank you as always. Cheers for commentating, guys. You're heroes.
You're welcome. Dodo, you can interview Mons because I'm trying not to laugh. Sorry.
Okay. So while AJ's trying not to laugh, Mans seemed to have quite I want to say a hectic race after you're coming through the field. Obviously, we've just heard from Cornish about the collision, so I won't ask you about that. But what was it like on your way back through the field? Was it nice to have wheel-to-wheel battles with people? Was it a bit of a hassle? What were you thinking at that point was possible?
Yeah, after the spin, it was just to get my head down and try to push back to the top. I, unfortunately, before the incident, got a very silly 3-second time penalty. So I knew I really had to push if I wanted to get a podium. I was like in 9th when I came back on track. So, and there were quick people ahead of me, so it wasn't a guaranteed podium. I really put my head down and pushed for it.
Yeah, you did a great job. Congratulations on the P3, and congrats to obviously P1 and P2. AJ, you got anything?
I do just have one thing. We've been having conversations about Stevie's defence. Was it difficult to pass Stevie because he seemed to be the one that was keeping you behind for a couple of laps? Is he that tough to get past?
To be honest, I don't really remember. I really just focused on trying to get past everyone that I didn't really think about that. But I saved the race replay. I can go back and watch, and he probably was hard to get past. I think he had good straight line speed, so I didn't really catch up unless I used all of my ERS.
And not to stir the pot too much, but obviously we've heard from Cornish, and it doesn't look like there's great hard feelings. I know that you came off worse there. It did look like it was close. It did look like you two were hard battling. Is it just one of those?
Yeah, we were side by side. Cornish left more than enough room. I just looked at the incident. I took a clip of it, and I ran into his side pod, and I got oversteer, tried to correct it, and hit him on his rear right tire, and I spun. So
literally nothing anybody could have done. It's just one of those.
yeah,
Well, it is. It's something that the game needs to sort of mature into, isn't it? That it's something that GT7 is very good at. When you know that you are going to hit a car, you are definitely getting catapulted. One of you is, and it was just unfortunate that it was you. So
yeah.
well, congratulations on a fantastic recovery there, and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you all back here soon. See you all soon.
Cheers, guys. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll stay in here, Dodo, because I know that it takes you a while to get in out. Hello, Clara. Better late than never. She's made it. Yeah, I know that you have that. So that, to be fair, it wasn't the most exciting race. I mean, there was bits in it that were like mind blowing. The instant with Cornish, and then at the end, Cornish and then at the end, Cornish's dive into the wall. What I was trying not to laugh at is the fact that the way that the car slammed into the wall and he didn't end the race. It just reminded me. He literally just flew into the wall because I was on board with him. So it is pretty spectacular how he didn't end his race there. That's what I was trying so hard not to laugh at. I don't know why that came into my head as a comedy moment, but it did. My brain's doing wonderful things. But yeah, how did that one? Are we correct with the driver of the day? I think extinct. I think he's underselling himself there, isn't he?
It's got to be extinct. To be in that position with the likes of the caliber of drivers he had behind him, chasing him down, I think he did such an incredible job. No mistakes, pace was excellent, and no one else on the grid really stood out to me as much as he did. So yeah, deserved driver of the day and deserved winner, in my opinion.
Indeed. Right, well, just do the little intro then, guys. If you do want to see what we're doing, when we're doing, and how we're doing it, do take a check out our website. That has all our links to our social media, which we post sort of daily. We do have 4 races weekly, and we do sometimes race on the weekend. Also, if you want to join in with the racing, we've just had a new member join us, then come and join in the Discord. There's always somebody around to have a chat with, and we're, like I said, racing 3 different disciplines, 3 different games. But we do also do modern racing games as well. It might not be streamed, but we do. We are raising a little bit of money for Combat Stress. We did last season. Calm. We're still raising money for Calm. But we also do have our link for our Combat Stress because we did a Dam Busters event. So if you want to still give money to us, give money to Combat Stress, then the link is still there. And we are still keeping that one open. I think we're about 120, 130 pounds, I believe. So it was a good effort from everybody that watched us. Thank you very much, everybody that raced this week. All our winners, all our podium sitters. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much for a spectacular week of racing. I tried my best. Dodo, it's been nice to have you with us again. It's nice to be back to normality, is what I would say when it comes to the commentary.
Absolutely. I missed you last week, AJ, when I wasn't there commentating, so it's nice to be back.
Makes me feel warm inside, thank you. I'm speechless, thank you, Connor. No, it's always wonderful to have you in the commentary box. You are, your knowledge of F1 and every racing game that I know you play is unbelievable, and it's always a pleasure. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to all our new supporters and everybody in chat. Yuki, as always, peace out. Thank you very much, and see you all very, very soon next week. Thank you very much. See you all soon.
Bye.